looking at the others and comparing. And when you compare, a very, very funny thing happens in life, which is the distinction between the need and the desire disappears. Most of the time, you will get something for yourself because you need it. You'll be leading your life and suddenly you will realize, well, I need to go get this thing. But when you compare, then it's not the need. What you say to yourself is, I want this thing. It's not that you need it. The comparison has given birth to the want. And when somebody asks you, do you really need it? And the answer would be, yeah. No, wait a minute. How could you say you need it? You were living perfectly okay without it only a few moments ago. How did this become a need? If it was a need, how did you survive for so long a time? Now the intellect will start creating the arguments in the defense of that want, which will now be proven to become a need. So what will be the argument then? You see, I wasn't just aware of it. I needed it, but I just did not have the time to go get it. I needed it, but I couldn't afford it before. So I was just putting up with this inconvenience to my life. Isn't it? There's no mystery here. Nothing is hidden here. These are a common sense things that you can observe and see within yourself that you have gone through this. It's raining outside and some people are sitting in a room and they all have blankets and they are lying down. There's a knock on the door and the couple of people drenching in the rain wants to come in as while it's still raining. Somebody who was lying next to the door says, there's no room here. One of them, sitting in the corner, says, please come in, there's plenty of room here. So the guys start complaining. And he says, just a matter of few moments as the rain is going on, why don't you guys get up and sit up and let these two people also come in and sit up? So they get up, sit down, the others two come and they also sit down. After a while there's a knock on the door again. Now everybody is saying there's no more room. Nobody can come in now. The same guy says, what's the matter with you guys? It's just a matter of a few moments. It's just raining. Just stand up. Let these two people come in. As they are standing up, there is a scratching on the door. And there's a donkey standing outside her. And the donkey sticks his face in the room. And everybody's trying to push them. The same guy says, let the poor animal come in. So, we are already standing up. I say, what is the problem with you? Let the animal come in, couple of you can ride on him. See the difference between the comparison, how the greed arises, and when there is no comparison, how suddenly the same room starts becoming bigger for so many people. But when the greed comes in, same room becomes too small for two people. Is it not? When I was growing up as a child, we had 2-bedroom house. And the arrangement in our family was that as the child grows up and gets married, we were 3 brothers and 3 sisters. Of course, the sisters are going to go out after getting married. So that's actually vacating the space rather than occupying the space. But as the daughter-in-law comes in the house, that's adding to the already tight space. So the arrangement was, the married couple will get the room by themselves, rest of the entire family will be in one room. For 18 years of my life, I was the youngest. We had absolutely no problem. Then I migrated to America. And I discovered here something, that there is a bylaw, which I didn't know. That if you have a child, the moment the child is born, you need to have a separate room for the child. If you go to the renters in New York City and you tell them you are married with one child, they will not rent you 1-bedroom apartment. You have to rent 2-bedroom apartment. I was shocked. Because I could not relate with this. How come this 1-bedroom apartment will become small the moment a newborn comes in? So the Indians in New York City back in 1971 will allow their friends, if they have children, they will tell them, depending upon how many bedrooms you can afford, don't tell the renter how many children you have. Where did this tendency come from? The root cause is greed. I am not willing to share my space with anybody. I want my own. And it has been the same. I came to California, I found the same thing. You may ask, if that was the arrangement in your, how did you take care of the guests? And in India, the guests used to drop in without calling because there were no telephones then. They just show up.